Yeah. Come on. Yeah.
This goes out to the people who have not been saved. Due to the fact that Jesus is coming back, God should not kill or nor destroy men. That's why before I lay my head down to sleep, I pray to my Lord, my soul he'll keep. Now if I die before I wake, I pray to my Lord, my soul he'll take. That's why I got to get ready.
Alright, man, it's a movie.
Oh, that's a Louis Leroy.
Chico, man. Y'all know
See, I'm not trying to force it. If you didn't ever want this, you just had to be honest. I'm just being cautious, cause my love running enormous. See, I'm just being honest. Usually don't do this shit, cause I've been through some pain. And no, I ain't playing no damn game. There you go again. I've been through so many thunderstorms, alone in the rain. And don't get no fuck about the fame. It's just how it came. See, I'm not trying to force it. If you didn't ever want this, you just had to be honest. I'm just being cautious, cause my love run enormous. See, I'm just being honest. Yo, ex nigga a lame to me. I'm a big dog, ain't no taming me. Hell no, don't let no fantasy. I prefer you be real. You show something worth changing me. Like what the fuck you saying to me? Baby, it don't get no realer than
All
me.
platforms.
How you came to me, you know you bad. But I can't get blinded behind that. Bitches gon' be mad. You fucking with me, you be all in your bag. Say we moving too fast. Wanna make you mad, so I don't think that now. Just speaking on facts, now don't need to be. I'm not trying to force it. If you didn't ever want this, you just had to be honest. I'm just being cautious, cause my love run enormous. See, I'm just being honest.
February 14th.
Usually don't do this shit, cause I've been through some pain. And no, I ain't playing no damn game.
ABG Checo.
Okay. Good morning again to another Ronnie's radio show. For all our new listeners, let me just reiterate on what this show is and what it's about. It's about us as young black Chicagoans. Well, not necessarily black, but that's my culture. Young black Chicagoans who are doing positive things, trying to make it out of this place, this box that we're in, and who are counteracting the negative stereotypes that come with it. So here today is a really close friend of mine. We come from a community where I learned to survive in Chicago, Illinois. This is ABG Checo. This is my boy, man. Go and introduce yourself.
Man, good morning, Chicago, man. It's your boy ABG Checo, man. Just coming live with you. You know what I'm saying, with my boy. Man, just want to give you a little insight on, you know, the new song that's coming out. February 11th is, you know, fuck what you say about me, and Be Honest, February 14th, man. Just listening, you know what I'm saying? Just be in tune, you feel me?
Now, see, now here's the thing. I know a lot of people are, we was just saying, they'll look at you, they'll see your dreads, see, you know, your jewelry, see this and see that, and they'll take it as a stereotype, and they'll see, when you see something like that bad or troublesome, I know, because I've been through it now. I ain't had a, you know.
Yeah, that's because they don't know us, you know what I'm saying? Like, once they don't know the business side, you know, they only take the outside, you know, they don't know the inside of, you know what I'm saying, or what we go through, you feel what I'm saying?
They definitely don't. And speaking of business, that was a great segue. You have your own business.
Yeah, Anybody Get Entertainment, that's my record label that I started. I signed myself to myself, you know.
Oh, yeah, that's definitely how you've got to start.
Independent artists, you know, shout out to all the independent artists out there, you feel me? Just stay independent, grind, stay consistent, you feel me? That's all, you know, that's all it really is.
Okay, so how important is it for you? Okay, since you say that's your record label, which it is, how important is it? Talk to me about your work ethic and how often you're in the studio and the things that you do in order to prepare for that.
I mean, really, like, you know, I get beats from all different artists. You know what I'm saying? Shout out Rio Max, shout out Louis Laurent. You feel me? Saint the Good Boy. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of different artists different producers that I want to work with and that I get beats from. You know what I'm saying? And I be in the studio, but I really be, you know what I'm saying? I really write my shit at home. You feel what I'm saying? Like, walking around the crib doing everyday stuff, you feel what I'm saying? Just if I'm in the car or something, listen to a beat, you know what I'm saying? I'll probably write something down and then go back to it, you know what I'm saying, later on or something like. I mean, but I'm always working though, you know what I'm saying? No matter what I'm doing, you feel me?
Okay. I know I called you the other day and we were setting this up, and one thing I wanted to commend about you was, you know, it was something simple. You told me, hey man, busy right now. I'm dropping off my child to school. You know, I feel like that's something that's looked over when a person will see you or hear you or whatever the case may be, whatever they use to judge what you're doing. They forget. Well, not even forget because they don't
people judge what they don't know. You know what I'm saying? Everybody has got to mind their own business. You feel what I'm saying? But when I open my mouth and I get to talking, you feel what I'm saying? Then you see a different side. You don't look at me the same. You feel what I'm saying? So that's how everybody is. You just gotta, everybody different. You know what I'm saying? And everybody be judgmental, and you ain't, everybody live different lives. You feel me?
Well, me, the black man, because I just recently had my daughter, so that means a lot to me when I see and especially from young guys, because I know a lot of men who just don't. Like, don't have a reason to not. They just don't. Taking care of
I met a couple that just don't, but that ain't. I grew up without having a daddy. You feel what I'm saying? My daddy been locked up since I was 3 months. You feel what I'm saying? And I'm finna be 26. You know what I'm saying? Next month, March 7th. You feel me? So, you know what I'm saying? I know what it feel like to not have no daddy. You feel what I'm saying? So for me to do the same thing to my kids, you know what I'm saying? Like, I can't. You know what I'm saying? I can't not be there, you feel what I'm saying? I can't see myself not being there, not, you know what I'm saying, coming around or putting in time, you feel me, or getting what they need and dropping them off at school and picking them up, you feel what I'm saying? Like, they mamas do what they do, you feel me? And they, shout out to them too, you feel me? But
so how do you incorporate your business? Because I know it takes a lot. That's what I'm trying to start here, is my own business. I know it takes a lot. It takes a lot. It takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of effort. Things that I know you put in. That's why.
Especially with the record.
How do you? And that's me asking you because, like I said, I just had a daughter, and I haven't gotten to that point where I have to balance the two and put them together and try to figure it out. How do you personally go about doing that?
A lot of influence, people that I've seen do it. You know what I'm saying? Right. People like Lero. You know what I'm saying? Lero helped me a lot with as far as like seeing the business and the LLC and setting it up and shout out to Lero and Lawless Inc. You feel me?
Racine
so
Courts.
It's like, you know what I'm saying? He helped me with a lot of that too. You feel me? But it's just like, being around people that did it. You feel what I'm saying? Or who did it and failed and who did it and succeeded. You feel what I'm saying? And just learning, you know what I'm saying, from people that's around me. You feel what I'm saying? Everybody, you know what I'm saying? You always learning. Don't matter if you somebody different, you learning from them. You feel me? And don't nobody know everything.
No,
you feel what I'm saying? So
and that
it's
was
like
gonna be my next point. It's crazy that you said that, was the ability to learn and understand and watch. Take the pride down or whatever the case may be, and be able to learn and use it. And that is really rare with young guys. It is. It's just rare. I've been around quite a few because I've been to prison. I don't mind saying it because it's my truth. I've seen a lot of different kind of men, a lot of different kind, especially young men. So what you're doing with your business, starting your own business, with the support that you do show, with you balancing that with being a father, and all of that, it's really rare, and I think it's commendable. And that's what we're trying to do. Okay, so the point of me, also on the flyer, I know we mentioned the Racine Courts. Now, why I mentioned that was because when I didn't have a place to go, or a place to be, or a place to belong to, that's the environment I was in. That's the community. That's what I learned. I watched, maybe I wasn't too vocal or anything like that, but I watched, and I wanted to publicize, that's why I want to publicize the good things that are going on around it that usually goes on, because again, a lot of people go with stereotypes and they don't actually look into what's going on. They'd much rather look at you and say, hey, he's doing this, he's doing that, he's this kind of person, but as soon as you're doing something good and positive, they're nowhere to be found.
Yeah, but like the Racine Court, we had our bad times, you feel what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like, because I've been at 26 years, you feel what I'm saying? I grew up born and raised, you feel what I'm saying? So it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we had our rough times where people would label us as a bad neighborhood, you feel what I'm saying? But now, you know what I'm saying? It's like, now it's different, you know what I'm saying? We have our back to school that we throw. That. Yeah, we have our back to school that the Racine Courts throw every year, you feel me? That the people that co-op the Racine Courts, they do that, the back to school, 4th of July fireworks for the kids, you feel what I'm saying? Then it be,
every year.
It's every year. This every year. They ain't missed a year. Ain't missed a year. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like we, you know what I'm saying? Now they putting back, Racine Courts putting back into the community. You feel what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So it's like,
and that was my thing. When I was there, I felt that since things were going on, but where in Chicago that it's not going on?
I mean, you could pull up on our block, nigga, right? And not even, you feel me? Like, you know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing really finna happen right here unless, you know what I'm saying? Unless, you know what I'm saying? But ain't nothing, you know what I'm saying? You safe right where you come right here, you feel me?
But see, it's the positivity that I held on to. I held on to that even in prison. Even I never forgot these things. I never forgot how kids was able to come and
everybody that came to the course and got embraced. You feel what I'm saying? A lot of people that came, you know what I'm saying, to the course and got embraced. You feel me? If you got banned or got kicked, that's because you did that. You feel what I'm saying? Exactly. That's because you fucked up. Right? You know what I'm saying? But everybody that came to the course and got embraced. You feel me? And we didn't. You know what I'm saying? The big homie did all type of stuff for the course.
Let's talk about the support and support for you. They're one of their very own. Like you said, you've been there since ground up. You got history on history on history. Yeah. The support behind you. Like I've been watching. Since I got out. Of course, I've been keeping up. I've been watching it, and the support seems to be really strong. And that I think is important with young people trying to make it and trying to do something. You gotta be behind them and give them some support and a little push, because there's going to be times where it's going to get hard.
Yeah, but everybody needs some support. No matter if you just rapping. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah. If you selling,
just rapping,
I'm saying if you rapping, but if I wasn't just rapping, you feel what I'm saying? If I wasn't a rapper, you feel what I'm saying? Then it don't matter what I be doing. You know what I'm saying? Everybody needs support, no matter what you're doing. You feel what I'm saying? Don't make everybody fail. You feel me? But then everybody get back up. You feel what I'm saying? They got to keep it moving. You feel what I'm saying? But if you ain't got no support system, it's hard to do. You feel what I'm saying? But if you got people that's around you, it's like, man, look, you fucked up, but go ahead. You feel what I'm saying? Keep, you know what I'm saying? But it is, you know what I'm saying? It's just everybody,
And that was something I learned there. You have to take the good with the bad, or the bad with the good. If I can sit here and point out to you, hey, man, you do this wrong, or you do this wrong, and then do this wrong, I think I'm obligated to when you're doing right and you're doing.
But it's constructive criticism. But some people don't know how to take constructive criticism. They talking, and some people don't know how to get it. But then when some people give constructive criticism, the other person might think that you're talking down on them. Yeah. You feel what I'm saying? And really, that ain't even the point. I'm not talking down on you. I'm trying to give it to you in the raw. But then if you want me to sugarcoat it to you, then I can sugarcoat it to you. But shit,
I'm really good at that.
I ain't good at that. You feel what I'm saying? So maybe I don't need to be talking to you. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, I definitely understand. So again, like the point of us doing this was, number one, it's networking. Number one, you're doing your thing. I see, and of course I support that. And like I said, I love the fact that on top of that, you're staying on top of your thing as a father. You see, every time I look up, you're doing something with your craft. You're not just sitting around and wanting it to come to you. Yeah. You're actually going to get it.
It ain't gonna come to you.
Well, which is anybody get it. You go and you get it. You're not sitting around waiting on that. So that's commendable. Those are qualities that in myself I see. I like things like that. So again, I just wanted to show a bit of love. To where I learned from. Number one, I want to show us. We got to show some love. We got to show some love to our loved ones. We got to show some love. Long live T.O. We got to show some love.
Long live T.O. Long live Jesse. Long live Greg.
Man, we got to show everybody.
Everybody. It's a long list, bro.
It's a list, man. But this Chicago.
Well, you know what I'm saying? My three main ones. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
T Streets. You feel me?
We got to show that kind of love.
Roger. You know what I'm saying?
These were the people that, I watched, especially T.O. I may not have been vocal, but one thing that I learned from him, but it's in a lot of people who are in the courts, it's like a cultural thing. There is that, what I say, I stand on. Right. There's no moving me. That's where I learned that from. If my mind is on it, this is what it is. Ain't no moving me. It's nothing you can say. It's nothing you can do unless it makes sense. Now, if it makes sense, I'll listen. But if it doesn't make any sense, I don't want to hear it. I'm gonna do my thing, and I'm gonna keep pushing forward. Those are some values that I learned. So again, I appreciate you coming on the show. We're out of time. I appreciate you coming on the show, sharing with us your endeavors and with your entrepreneurship.
Man, I appreciate it too,
you know,
bro.
we're gonna hopefully all the listeners you following. We got all the social media. We're gonna tag. We're gonna do all of that.
Yeah, follow me on Instagram, ABG Checo.
Go download. Go download those EPs, man. Go download.
February 11th and February 14th. I got Big Racks dropping February 25th.
Here we go. Here goes something right here. See if y'all like this, which I know you will.
Fuck what you said about it.
They're gonna be a little mad at us today, but hey, we gonna do our thing.
Yo, shit,
We gonna do our thing. We're trying to make it out.
Fuck what you say about me. I know I got it, ain't no ducking. I'm in traffic with a semi-automatic, and it's hard staying so on. No, I got habits, please don't judge me. I manage. Think it's sweet, then you can have it. See me shining, I'm grinding. 15,000 on diamonds, but down in perfect timing.
Thanks again for another great show, RonnieG Radio Show. Join us again next Friday, 10 a.m. to 10:15. We've got a great interview with Holistic Encounters and a lot of different health tips that we as black people can use to go about our days in a easier manner. Look, join me again. Follow, share, like, all of that. His page, my pages, his pages, everything. Show some support, show some love. Let's network. Love y'all. Long live everybody.
Long way from being some bomb. Never complain about none. We made something from none. All of these drugs got me numb. I'm about as real as they come. Don't bite my tongue for nobody. I don't fuck with nobody. Anybody can get it. I got big dog status. You niggas play if you want. You won't smoke and we own it. Fuck what you say about me. I know I got it. Ain't no ducking. I'm in traffic with a semi-automatic, and it's hard staying so on. No, I got habits. Please don't judge me. I manage. Think it's sweet, then you can have it. See me shining. I'm grinding. 15,000 on diamonds, but down in perfect timing. I got the streets right behind me. My niggas right beside me. All of us super slimy. All of us super grimy.
Hate to see